Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome, everybody, on this late night dance talk show episode 10 with me again and with two special guests. The circuit breaker is about to end soon, so we're gonna have a last few shows and then we're gonna wrap it up, and then hopefully gonna be a season 2, I hope. When I just wish everything goes back to normal so I can start traveling. So welcome Charissa, welcome Summer Jam Dance Camp. I'm pretty sure that's Nick Six. Welcome to the show. So let me welcome the two guests today. They are like OGs, or like seniors in their respective dance scene in their country, and they are known for their their dance style, Waacking. So they are here to talk about their story and their journey in Waacking, and then talk about how has it been like being the sort of like your OG and being like the senior in dance. How did they try growing the scene? So like share some knowledge and drop some information. So let them introduce themselves. Melissa and Lip J. Unmute yourself. You can unmute and introduce yourself.
Hello guys.
Okay, introduce yourself, guys. Melissa, you can go first.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Mel, also known as the Cat Lady. So I'm from Singapore, and yeah. Isn't it a longer introduction? Short one,
Can lah. Lip J, what about you? Introduce yourself for people that might
guys,
not know.
this is Lip J from South Korea. Dance, Waacking, dance.
Wow, Nick Six is spamming the chat. Hi, Nick Six.
Wait, can I see all of them through the YouTube though?
Yeah. You can open the YouTube and then like there's a chat box on the side. You turn on the YouTube, the link. Oh wow, welcome everybody to the chat. So if anybody is watching this, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat and I'll ask them immediately. So enjoy yourself.
That's great.
So actually, right, maybe people might not know, but what is your dance history? So maybe you guys can drop a bit of like knowledge about what's your personal dance history. When do you start dancing, and then how do you sort of get involved in Waacking? So maybe Lip J, you can go first.
All right. Wait, this is cool. Am I still on the live though?
Yeah. Go for it.
All right. So my dance history from the beginning. So first, I started with when I was 10. When I was age of 10, I starting with the Korean dance, Korean traditional dance, and that infected to me in a really, really, really strong passion. So I really wanted to be Korean traditional dancer since when I was really young. And in the middle school, because of my family's refuse to me to dance on that style, because they cannot see the future of it. So I turned into myself, like, just stick with the studies or something as a student. And then, but I cannot still, I cannot erase that passion in my mind. So I learned K-pop dance secretly when I was in high school. And then that time I met my inspiration, like my first teacher, my first dance teacher. So she teach me a lot of it. And then I decided to go to art college. That time, my major in the beginning was jazz and K-pop. But then I changed my major as in street dance because that college has that major inside of it. So that time I first made Waacking. That was my first time I realized there was like, oh, street dance, oh, Waacking. And why I cannot hear any of you guys though?
Oh, we are muted.
I'm talking like in very quiet.
Okay. I will react now.
Yeah. All right. So that was my beginning.
Oh.
Yeah.
But wait, what year was this? I'm curious because like in Singapore, there isn't street dance in college. So like what year
Right.
was it? Yeah. So what year was this?
2007. I
Wow,
got it.
and wow, and so 2007, there was already street dancing like as a major.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was been 2 years. So 2005 was the beginning of that school.
Oh. So and that is the first time you learn whacking.
Mm-hmm.
And from there you just fell in love with whacking and like what's the story after that?
So after I during the college, I also be in the workshop, like the recitals and stuff. So I met a lot of dancers there in the school. I joining many events like recital, like having a performance like that. And first time I really fell in love with the choreography style. So I was in the team. After graduate, I jumped into myself in the team, which is mostly doing choreography. We call it LA style hip hop that time though. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, that was
LA style hip hop. So I was in the crew, which is 3D color. Probably some of you guys know, some of you not. But I was in there, and there were some issues. So I got out. I got off the team. I just decided to be like, maybe this is not my thing. So, but during the time when I was in the team, I joining few competition, like battles and stuff. So okay, I really wanted to freestyle, but what style that I can do? What style that actually I can do? So I remember I practiced in Waacking in the school, and the image and the feeling was so good to me. So the first event I joined, it was just in the studio. We like gathered the $5 together, and then the winners, they got the whole money. That was kind of like, it's like a session. But then that time I first got top 4.
Oh.
So I'm like, wow, can I actually dance freestyle though? So so I'm like, I got so much confidence at that time. And then after that I decided to be like, okay, what else? The whacking battle, what else? So I keep like finding, researching, and then just jumping the event, and still here I am.
But
Yeah.
Charissa has a question though. Who was the famous choreo whacker that inspired your whacking? Charissa has a question.
First whacking dancer.
Yeah.
Do you guys know about Soul Choi though? Soul Choi. Yeah, she was my teacher in the beginning.
Ooh. And his history is even longer? Like how many years before you?
Longer. She's probably the first. There's a Soul Sisters, and they're probably the first female dancer team in Korea.
Oh.
I don't remember the year though.
Oh wow! So it's at least 20 to 30 years ago.
30? 20.
Maybe
20.
20.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you still actually now it's 2020, so it's not too bad. You're also 13 years in whacking already, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so now to Mel. What's your dance history?
Hi. Okay. My dance history. Same as Lip J. I also started off with traditional Chinese dance as my first formal dance training in secondary school lah. So that was when I was about 13 years old. But I was very lucky. My parents were very, very, very cool. They're very hip. So they exposed me to like MTV and like pop songs when I was really young. So yeah, so I really was really interested in dancing. So moving forward, after I graduated from secondary school, that was 4 years. Before I went to polytechnic, I was really into how to say, because of my modern dance background, I was actually going taking classes in jazz, ballet, and tap, because my first favorite dance show was Flash Dance, and my favorite musical was the chorus line. So I was so into those how you say that, those really jazz infused, very heavy kind of dance styles. So I was actually really going into the direction of learning jazz. But classes like jazz classes, ballet classes, tap dances are really very expensive, and you have to take dance exams to get to the next level. So back then I was 16. I was very, very lucky that I met this teacher. She actually gave me free class. Okay, we share the same name. We actually share the same name. So I didn't even have money to buy my own dance shoe. So I have to, because my students, my classmates, they were really rich lah. So every year they actually change their ballet shoes. So I will recycle the ballet shoes. And it's like super new. It's still super new. So yeah, and I felt really bad, like not being able to pay her lah. So but then after that, when I get into polytechnic, which is maybe college, is it? Is it called college for some most of you guys? Yeah, so that was when I was 17. That was when I really learned more about street dance. So my first dance teacher, Daniel Yao, shout out. Oh crew. So yeah, so my first dance teacher was Daniel Yao. I was very lucky to learn from him. So that's when I started to be exposed to hip hop, locking, house, and b-boy. Yeah. So
yeah.
so I was from Singapore Polytechnic, strictly dance
Dance
zone.
zone. Yeah, strictly dance zone.
Yeah,
Mel is
SDC.
my senior,
So
but I will not reveal how many years, but Mel is my senior.
fun fact, I was first batch of street we literally created a team. So
Yeah.
and the t-shirt design that you're wearing is created by me.
Oh man.
Fun fact. I don't know who got the template to create some more, but anyway, so yeah,
Anyway.
I that's why I started to know to do street dance style. So when I didn't even started with Waacking until like maybe 2007 or 8, maybe late 2008. And I got to know Waacking because my first dance battle, my first official dance battle that I joined was actually a locking battle. So I joined locking 2v2 with Zoo from SDZ also, and with Mel from Foreign Bodies. So back then, there's this Singapore OG whacker. Her name is Rachel Hu. Yeah, from Foreign Bodies. So she and Mel, they were really good friends in FB. So we were joining locking, we were doing our routine and tag, and then she was like, "Hey Mel, you want to try this thing called punking?" Then I was like, "Oh, what is that?" So we went to YouTube, and then I searched punking. And back then, when if you type punking in YouTube, maybe only 2 pages. And most of the videos is Yoshie from Japan.
Oh.
So I clicked in, I was like, "Oh shit, what is this?" And she's like, the style is like so funky, but at the same time it was so feminine. But yeah, it was something really different from what I know from locking. So that's when I start to dabble into punking. And then after that, moving forward, I was really interested in this style. It was how do I explain? Like Waacking to me is like I use the word rebirth. Very, very big word, because like I said, I first started doing house, hip hop, and locking, right? Is I would say like these styles back then, they were thought of more as a masculine style, more boyish. Back in my days, so I was trying my best to portray all these masculine vibes in this genre. Like my shirt has to be damn baggy. It's like if I don't touch my what is this? Elbow. Not baggy enough.
Yeah.
So when I really got to know more about Waacking, right, I was like, wow, what is this? It's like so different, but yet somehow, for some reason, right, I didn't reject it.
Yeah. So you kind of liked it.
Sorry.
And then...
Yeah. Sorry to my dance hall friends. But when I first started learning dance hall, like I tried, right, I was like, wow, total rejected. I cannot do it. The contrast was too much for me. But somehow for Waacking, right, I was like so intrigued by it. So
Mm.
when I went deeper into Waacking, right, I started to channel a little bit of my more feminine vibes. And I know some of my dance friends, I remember some of my dance friends were not used to it. So they were like, like, wow, this smell is so different. But I'm that kind, right? The more you don't want to see, right, the more I want to do.
Mm.
So yeah, so I wouldn't say I found myself in Waacking, but I found a very different side of myself in Waacking. And I say the word rebirth because I feel like I grow into a lady, even though I am a lady lah. Yeah, but like through Waacking, right, it allowed me to like see myself in a different light, in a different mood. Like it's very cliche, but like it allowed myself to it allowed me to embrace myself and like to embrace the way I look, the way I move.
Okay.
Yeah, because of Waacking. So yeah, and then I was very lucky actually in my Waacking journey. Really, really very lucky because back then I only started to know Robin. So Robin was from Studio O. So Studio O there was Brian Lee, OG.
So Brian Lee is like your
shout out.
Brian, yeah. So Brian is like your
so I
teacher-ish.
got to he was the I would say he was the first few people, and together with Rachel Ho, so was the first few people who really lay the first path for me in Waacking. So, and Brian wasn't teaching Waacking in studio because he think that he wasn't like qualified to teach. So we were doing like sharing oh my god, sharing sessions. So we're doing sharing sessions at SMU. SMU exists already,
Yeah.
with I remember got Tina and Pei. Yeah,
Wow,
so
Tina.
together me and Brian. So Brian very nice. He shared with us what he learned. And if I'm not wrong, back then he went to Japan. He learned from Rim Sisters.
Wow.
Yeah, so and Mickey. Yeah, so he shared with me like a lot of stuff lah. So I was like, hey, this is very close to what I saw from Yoshie back then when I was like watching her videos. Then I actually for fate brought me to Korea actually for my first ever dance trip.
Oh.
So I went to Korea for the next level.
Wow, your history long, yeah.
That was in 2009. I was very lucky. I went to Korea for this event called For the Next Level. DJ, you know, right? So the judge was actually Tyrone Proctor. And when I first saw Tyrone Proctor whack, he was the whacking judge. I was like, wow.
Wow.
It's so different from what I thought. And you cannot find it in YouTube videos back then at all. And in his judge showcase, I remember my whole time I was like, and there was one part he took off his belt and then he started doing.
That's very true. That's very true. Like it was so powerful. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was crazy for me back then. It was so mind blowing. I was like, what is this Waacking? And I don't know where I had that confidence and that balls, right? I went to him after the event to take a photo, as usual, being the very noob dancer that I was. And I looked at him, I say, I think back then I was 18 or 19. I look at him and I say, I'm going to bring you down to Singapore one day.
Whoa.
Thank you. And the next year, I actually brought him down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's great.
Whoa. But actually, I think I'm very interested since Mel had her side of like how she sort of had to learn Waacking because there really isn't anybody before her, right? Like to really properly learn Waacking until you brought Tyrone down, right? How was you learning Waacking like back then for you, Lip J? Like who were the like OGs were you looking up to and how were they teaching you back then so that you had the correct knowledge and all?
I guess most of the influence in Asia pretty much same. I'm guessing because like when I heard Melissa's story, it's like pretty much similar with mine because of who we look up to and then who we learned from and then how those influencers inspired from were most of it from dance form in Japan. And like how we learn it, approaching the whacking style is more like in the movement, not approach with like a musicality and how to express it through the dance. So of course, like Tyrone's first Georgia solo, when I also watched in my first lifetime, it was like also really big shock for me. What I learned and what I heard, and what I saw so far back then, it was only like how to drill your arms more smoother, how to wide your arm open, how to like move your body more smoother, like something like that.
Oh wow.
But then he's trying to sort of make us feel like, you know what, it doesn't matter. Like when you actually use your arm and throw your arm directly, genuinely, then it would deliver to people who watches you. People can feel the music, people can see your story, people can feel your personality. That's how it is. So then I'm like, first how I shocked about it, it's he only used his arm, not with many steps. It's also because of his surgery. But then it's really, really amazing for me. It's because of I can feel the dance. For me, till then, that time, I thought that dance is something like you should move your body fully, completely, like up and down and stuff. But then how he actually showed me with like really strong, like that kind of, even if he used one arms, but I can feel that he literally sing the song through his body. That's when I actually also really, really, really fell in love with this dance. Like how this dance saying so much story with the music. So yeah.
After seeing Tyrone's show, I think the first time I ever seen Tyrone showcase was actually last year. So that was also, I felt the same thing. It was like,
that's great.
Yeah, I actually never seen him live till last year. Wack to Live, last year where he was judged. So that was when I first like Wack to Live. It's an Indonesia event, so he judged. I saw his showcase. I'm like, whoa. For someone that doesn't move and he's just like there,
his presence is so strong.
Yeah, his presence is really strong. I agree. Actually, right, on that note, right, since you're talking about like impact and stuff, right, what does whacking mean to you? Like Lip J, what does whacking mean to you?
I cannot I cannot stop thinking about this all the time, because now this dance style surrounded me, and then it's already within me for a long time. So I was keep thinking about the like, what is whacking to me? What is this whacking means to me? What is this dance? This damn dance keep making me chasing all the journeys and stuff. But then nowadays, I really think whacking is huge therapy for me. And I think it could also do to many people's, because when you're actually approaching with this dance and then adapt it with your expression through this dance, most of the people might experience that all the stress is gone, and then you can actually sing yourself through this dance. That's how I actually felt.
Wow.
Like it's not only just the dance style, it's language. So like, I mean, every type of dance is like that, but especially whacking is like more direct. That's how I felt, and this really fit into with my bodies. So I probably felt that more kind of way. But then, yeah, every time I speak through this dance, I feel like I speak up.
So the dance
So-
sort of like represents you in a sense.
Yeah, I feel like I really see myself and find myself through this dance.
Wow. Whoa, that's deep.
So
That's deep.
it's really huge for me.
So you cannot really, like, if you were doing jazz or something like back then, if you didn't pick wacky, you don't know like how's your life now, right? Completely, right?
Yeah, you can tell that. You can tell that it has such a big, deep philosophy inside of it, I guess.
Nice. So what about you, Mel? What's your what does it mean to you?
Yeah, I guess like every wacking dancer will say that wacking is very beautiful, and there will always be like, oh, which dance style is more special, which dance style is more more unique. And I mean, I do a lot of styles. I have to really say that wacking is truly very unique, because of its own background. So I think like over time, like Lip J also, how I think about whacking, it changes over time. And I wouldn't say I've been doing whacking for a long time. Maybe for 10 years. I wouldn't say it's a long time, okay? So, but within this really short time of 10 years, I feel like the body changes with me in whacking. But whereas, for example, if I'm doing house, I can go back to the original feeling of how I feel for house, because um, because in working I feel like I'm able to express myself a little bit more freely, and I don't just have to stick to one rule or like what one person say. Of course the foundations are very important, but I take it and then I you know cook my own dish. Yeah. So, and I think one important thing for me that working teach me, I think who you are as a dancer reflect who you are as a person. So for me, I think in working, it really taught me a lot. Over the years, it taught me a lot about appreciation for others, like looking at the way people move. Somehow in working, it tells a story. Sometimes I don't have to see this person, but I watch this person for the first time, and somehow I feel like, I think I can feel how this person is on a daily life. I think like maybe a little bit about how he or she is like inside. And there's some kind of a this appreciation that I have really is really because in working we are we are given the freedom to be ourselves and
Yeah.
to really so it really taught me to appreciate others. And at the same time, it also taught me to appreciate myself. Like I don't have to I love Tyrone, but I don't have to dance like Tyrone.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think working, the appreciation for people, like the dance style, it is very special.
Yeah. To being
And everything is
different.
and everything really feels like you have to do it from the heart. Yeah, it's like Tyrone. He doesn't even have to move much, but he can dance a 9-minute showcase in Russia already. And you will just watch the whole showcase. You
Yeah.
will, I mean, honestly, if you really truly love whacking and you really put your heart and you connect your heart with him, you can finish the showcase. And even if you finish, you will be like, that's it.
Yeah.
So whacking is just very special.
Yeah.
Oh, you're both deep. That was deep. I think you'll say another maybe 5 more minutes, I might start crying. I don't know.
So let's make it more like a simple, yeah.
Yeah, but it's very interesting to hear you guys talk about whacking, because I think whacking has always been something quite special, because like it's I think different whackers, like I've gone to so many events, but it's so easy to see like this whacker is different from this whacker, and this whacker is different from this whacker, because all of y'all are telling like a different story, even though it's like a battle, but all of you are telling a different story, and that's why I really love whacking. I don't even dance; I just
Very
love to
cute.
watch it. And it's like people think whacking is like drama. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of drama, but there's definitely stories behind everybody when they do their whacking. So I agree. I agree.
I also want to add something. I feel like whacking doesn't have an expiry date. It's
Oh.
like even when you are 60 or 70 years old, you can still whack. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have an expiry date and there's no limitation. Or even if you like Tyrone, if you just finish your hip surgery, you still can whack. Maybe just with your face, with your hands, you can still whack. Yeah.
So how has your whacking changed over the years? Like I mean, there was definitely like certain way that you dance back then until now. So how has your whacking changed over the years? If you can maybe put it into words. I know it's a bit hard to put into words, but how have you like sort of evolved and changed with like the times and with the music? Yeah. Any one of y'all can go first. Because I think this might be a really hard question for you guys. Because I think both of y'all have, for me, from my observation, is that both of y'all have always, like, every year on year, y'all sort of, like, dance differently and evolve over the years. So it's, like, it's a question of, like, how you guys made, like, stay ahead or, like, like, change yourself or, like, adapt yourself to, like, the times, like,
I mean, for me in person, how I think is, like, whacking has never been try to change or evolve or,
Yeah.
It's more like the theory and philosophy was there all the time. But then us, like how us in person who meet this dance and how we grow within the life and how the environment changed, how our lifestyle changed, how we grow as a human being. Like it's because of I'm a woman, so how I think about how can I say it? For example, how I think about the guy who I'm interested in, it could be different when I was 20 and now. So from the timeline, it's changed because of the environment, how I live, and then who I met. So it's always changed. Like people change. So the song that I heard when I was 20, it was just like normal, but it suddenly becomes so much different when I listen it now. So like people change through the life, so that's why dance can be changed through the life. So that's how I think. Before I thought that probably the style of the dance changed through the trends.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, no, it's actually people change. People adapted with their life through the timeline. So that's why dance feel like different. And some people follow some styles. So yeah, that's how I think.
So it's more like a personal change rather than like a stylistic change.
Yeah, probably most of many people experiencing the changes.
Wow, that's
at the same time.
Whoa. Whoa. That's a very deep one. So what about you, Melissa? What's your what's your input? I think you will probably have the same thinking, right?
I thought we're keeping it simple.
No. We are gonna go deep now. We're gonna go deep.
Yeah, I guess how you say, like whacking is kind of like whacking. I say the genre is kind of like it feels like a female body, like when a female body when it's 20 and when it's 30 and it's when it's 40, it's very different, not just physically but mentally also. So yeah, it's the same how you say, whacking allows you to really inject your own personal experiences in life into your dance. Let's say it's so beautiful because if like let's say today I'm going to do a showcase and I have this this experience, or I have this like episode in life that I want to portray in my dance, I can do it. So, and of course, along the years as we grow, we collect more experiences: happy, sad, angry, disappointment, everything. And then this whacking thing that is like, we don't define it as a dance, but the steps, the foundation, it just gets bigger and it just gets stronger. And yeah, and that is the dance aspect. That is the very personal aspect. In terms of music, like Sam, you're talking about music, right? When I first started learning, because I learned from my first teacher was actually Oz Ninja.
Wow.
So I was very lucky, like I say. I learned from Oz Ninja, and Oz Ninja is Tyron's proctor student, by the way. So I learned from Oz, I learned from Tyron, I learned from Lockeroo. So the knowledge was like, disco music is the driving force for whacking. So I was really like, okay, I can only use disco music. So for the very first few years when I dance whacking and when I teach whacking, I limit myself to disco music. And for a while, it felt right because I was the right thing. And
I totally agree with you, Mel.
Yeah.
I was also jumping myself like that in a amount of fear, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like this moment where something just clicked because I started dancing really because I love music. And why I did so many genres is because, and I couldn't stick to just one genre because I love music. My favorite music genre is actually house. So I love so many music, but it was that moment where I was like, I started to use I remember I started to use pop songs. I started to use house music to teach my working class, and I felt so guilty.
Wow.
I felt so bad. I felt like I disappointed my teachers, but deep down, it felt so good. I looked at my class and I was like, wow, the Mel. It's not that I didn't like disco music, but there's so many channels that I would like to express working. So after I unlocked that button, I went on. I stopped myself. I really when I unlocked that button, right, that door, right, I realized, wow, working is fitness.
Nice.
Never ending. I get more inspiration. Like I listen to this song, I'm like, wow, I can do working with this. But back then I was like, okay, disco music, disco music. If I do working or I train working, it's just a disco soundtrack. Or Tyrone Proctor music only. CD1, CD2, CD3. Yeah, but now it's like it feels so much more liberated. Yeah. So and I honestly, because of that, I feel so much happier doing working. Yeah.
Nice. Wow. Wow, this chat has suddenly gone so deep.
No!
I love it. Woo! Well, actually, there are a lot of questions from the audience. Actually, maybe y'all can give like a really quick answer to them, lah.
Okay.
So Daphne has a question. So for both of you guys, what are your future goals and plans in working? Maybe this is a kind of thing after the whole COVID-19 is over. Okay, but like, what's your future plans?
Or after Corona.
After Corona, but what's your future plans for working?
What's the future plans for working?
For your own
that Mel just mentioned it. Before I was so obsessed about dance whacking on the disco music because I thought that that's probably the things that we should keep protect.
Yeah,
that's like I thought that that's our generation's homework. That could be our like task. But then now it's like we have to listen good music. I mean, even in the disco music, there is a good music and other music. Like there's a certain song that you could dance whacking. How can I say correctly? How can I say like more like in the fit in?
Okay.
But then now nowadays, most of the songs and most of the style of the fashion also, there is no such genre. Like somebody could tell the style of the music to be house, the style of the music I inspired from the inspired from, I inspired from jazz or something, but it's still so.
Sorry, Lip J. I think you might need to say that again because I think your audio just got cut. Can you say it again?
Oh really?
Yeah. Stretch. Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
Okay. So most of the music nowadays,
Mhm.
basically, there's no such genre.
Mm.
Like musicians, they got inspired from such genre. It could be, but they make it with their own way. So people might explain some certain kind of music. It's house, it's disco, it's jazz, it's what like R&B, but actually people how they adapt, like understanding, accepting the music is like, oh, music. So now I feel like all the dance style is also becoming more like, you know, mixturing with their own style. Like it's getting more like that. So I want to do some certain project that you can dance with whacking with any kind of music,
Mhm.
but then it's still gonna be whacking.
Mm.
Because the main philosophy of the whacking is like basically showing the music and showing yourself.
Mm.
So maintain on that part, but movement wise, I also show to people like you not only just move like still like so many people misunderstanding of like move a lot of arm could be whack. Then what is the crump and what is the locking? What is contemporary dance? It's also using a lot of arms. So there must be some certain way of like essential things that we can call it as whack, right? So I wanted to making it more like collect, and even it looks like simple, but dance with any kind of like good music so that as much as many people can feel joy and feel appreciate about whacking, they could feel enjoy with the whacking when they see or when they dance.
Nice. Wow, this is going amazing. But yeah, actually, like, what's your future plans? So maybe just a quick one word. What do you want to do the moment Corona is over? What's your future plan in whacking? Just one thing. The first thing you want to
Me,
do.
right?
Yeah, anyone.
Yeah. Wow. Honestly, um, sometimes I don't really like to think too far. Yeah, I like to live at the moment. So for me, I think the simplest thing and the best thing that I can do actually is just to keep dancing. Yeah, and doing that will hopefully encourage my students to continue this
Mm.
journey uh together. So yeah, and then I believe as long as how you say, like as long as you know, like you keep doing, you keep growing, you have people with you, your journeys, how you say, you grow together, you understand each one another better,
Mhm.
and when inspiration hits you and you want to do a certain something, right, like a certain piece, or you want to join a competition or whatever it is,
Mhm.
um, all these are like pockets of opportunity. Yeah, so I would say the future is very beautiful. It's very there's a lot of possibilities. Yeah. So, and like I say, there's no expiry date. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I really feel there's no expiry date. So, and I like Lip J also. As I grow older, I feel like I have huge amount of inspiration coming in always when I listen to music.
Yeah.
Crazy. Always, especially when I'm on the way home in the bus. in the
It's
train.
different, yeah.
I'm like, I see so many things in my head. I'll be like, oh, I can do this. Yeah, but the harsh reality is also as we grow older, we have more responsibilities. Like Lip J herself, she's a studio owner, and like life gets tougher on that side. Yeah, it kind of weighs you down also. It's not like when we're young, we get to dance every day. We go to the studio every day. We see our friends every day. So I say that is I would say the sad part of it. I find the beauty in it is that you get to appreciate the time spent together. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So
Yeah.
actually, right, since you casually talked about Lip J having a studio, owning a studio, and then she gave a huge sigh. How is it
I'm
like?
at, I'm at, yeah, I'm actually in my studio right now too.
Oh,
We
so how is it?
know.
So how is it like building the scene? I mean, I know you have a studio and stuff, but then how is it? How's the journey been like building your scene, like in whacking or in dance in general? How has the difficulties been like building your own like whacking scene, your own studio, your own students and stuff? How?
There's no such difficulty nowadays. Like I'm just more accepting people. Anyway, people at the end of the day, they find their own journey. So I find myself as a role to not giving them guideline. It's more like suggest them and then showing them how it could be. 어떻게 말해야 되지? How can I say? How can I say?
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. It's okay. Yeah, keep it simple. Like maybe you're
It's
guide
like
them.
what I'm saying. People anyway. At the end of the day, they're gonna find their own way.
They have their own roads to go, right?
Yeah. So you cannot just force it, or you cannot like suggest them like, how about you do it? Or, like, why don't
Right.
you do this? So like the generation right now, and then the younger generation
Mm-hmm.
between me and like the younger people, such as like Wizard, Yunjis, and most of them, they're like how we living in the same era, but how they experiencing what they see is exactly different.
Mm.
Yeah. So we all find out our own journey with your like, because this is basically your life. And so there was no before I couldn't really see that. I felt like I have to have all of this responsibility to like take care of everybody. Like if I feel like some of people like got off the line, I should drag them, like save it here, like something like that. So it got too much thinking, you know what I mean?
Oh,
But then now it's really simple. Like people
hands off.
find their own way. It's more like I'm happy because people actually have their own power, that they can find their own happiness with their dance and solution of their dance, solution of their life, and happiness of their life too. So I'm just accepting that.
Yeah,
That
like you don't have to be
the
in.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, I have to be keeping in my mind that what I think this is the most important, to keep it, but not force it, but let them know. That's the only thing that we could like.
Oh wow! That's a very interesting take from you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice. It's nice because it's different. It's different, definitely different. Because you would think like the most logic thing is like you feel like the responsibility for your students, and then you like want to bring them to like a certain path that you think is correct, but your mind is like they have their own road to go.
Yeah.
Nice. So what about you, Mel? What's yours? How's it been like growing the scene, and like what's your difficulty?
I think it's so interesting that how me and Lip J are from different countries, but somehow we are experiencing the same
Then
thing.
it's because of the generation, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I also feel like back then it's the same thing also. It's like you are like a mother hen watching all your chicks and it's like you are so protective of them, but at the same time you want them to grow. Yeah, and it was same. It was like too much for our own ourselves. Yeah, so I think for I wouldn't say like it was anything how to say like growing the scene is it's a kind of a nobody said that you have to grow the scene. Nobody say like, oh Mel, Lip J, okay, today you're going to grow the scene. This is not an MLM company. There could be 20 whackers by the end of this month. Okay, so but somehow because we love the dance, okay, we want to share this happiness. And I think just now what Lip J say about finding the solution, I think that I found the word. I think it's finding the I think for me I found the voice, my own voice working. So when I was able to do it, I felt like, oh, come, let me teach you how to find your own voice in dance because it's so amazing. Okay, so in a way, we are. It's like Lip J said earlier, it felt like this is our homework. Okay, but nobody gave you the how is
Yeah.
you have to do it, but because you felt like you have this kind of a responsibility to keep sharing the beauty of this dance because it's really very beautiful. All these things, it came from way back, the history, the music, everything, the fashion, and we want to try to embrace and keep it going for as long so that the newer dancers, even our own kids, will get to experience all these. So
Yeah.
I think right now it's not so like stressful. Even if I go to a class, I have 2 students, it's cool. But back then, to be honest, if I get 2 students, I'll be like, yeah, I will feel like, oh, why? Maybe I should. Yeah, but of course, like I'm so glad that I keep pushing. So yeah, and I think back then I feel like back then to grow the scene, I have to be someone. I have to win battles. I have to be really famous. So there was a lot of unnecessary, how do you say,
Stress.
on myself. Okay, but right now I feel like it's really so simple as just doing you, just being you, and just the very simple thing of how you know um just very simple things of teaching a good class is good enough to grow.
Yeah.
Even if it's just grow one person, you teach
Yeah.
class and just one person continue, it's good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow, this is getting damn deep. I love it. Well, it happened. It happened with Denzel and Yoonji as well. Like we wanted it to be casual, but then it just got deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's fine. But okay, before we
the
go to
whackers.
it's just whackers because you guys pour your feelings out for the dance. It's just like that. Your
Very
feelings is in the
dramatic.
dance. It's so dramatic. It's good. But actually, right, okay, before we go to everybody's questions in the chat, so if you have questions faster, go and ask in the chat, okay? We'll go and let you guys share your favorite dance showcase since we are on the topic of putting your feelings out there and stuff. So maybe you can share like the stories before and yeah. So okay, so which one are we going first? All right, let's have Lip J go first. So
Woo!
woo. So what is this? Wow, this is not Singapore's Check It Out.
This is from Italy.
So what is this? What is so special for this showcase?
Why this is special is because of that time I visit Italy just for like one day, and before I went to Russia or something. But then as soon as I have to landed in Italy, I slept and I have to go to showcase right away. But then it's because of there is this like few fantasy of Italy that in my mind. So I'm kind of preparing few show. Like I'm preparing like 3 songs. So that, and then I'm gonna choose random song when I see the venues and how is the vibe in this scene. So that I'm gonna choose. But then what happened right after when I wake up in the hotel? Okay, it could be really dramatic, and you can just call me weird.
Go for it.
Just call me weird. But then there was like, it's like 2 p.m. Like at the daytime, there was like sun inside of the hotel, and where the hotel was, right beside the hotel, there was only driveway, and right next to hotel, there's a cafe, and there was it, nothing.
Ooh.
It's like that kind of scene. And then when I see outside of the window, it's like so wide and nothing there. And because of my alarm at that time was that music, Summer Gang, not the Summer Gang, Cool and Gang, Summer Madness. And the song come to me, it was so strongly. It
just hit you. It hit you.
It hit me so strong.
Oh.
So strong. And the wind is blowing, the breeze is like, and I kept this song is because of I always have in my mind, like, if I can dance to this song, I have to be so old. Like, I have to be so wise. You know what I mean? Because this song got so much things inside of it. Like, I so admire this song. This song always have the magic. And somehow the brave is like coming out. I heard my inner voice like, you know what? I think I can dance with this song today. So I'm like, let's go for it. And I just did it. And I felt so good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I felt so good.
Now we know the backstory of this now.
Yeah,
So
it was never been planned. Yeah.
So for people that want to watch this, go search Waacking out, I don't know, Italy. We'll send a link in the description later. So for people that want to watch it, because the people that are watching it, they can't hear the audio because of copyright. So, but yes. So so we'll send a link and you can go and watch it so that y'all can know
It's still
what's
me.
the story. Now it's
I love
you again.
this.
Oh,
I love
OFD. Nick 6 is shouting OFD, OFD.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
OFD. All right. So what's the? Oh, I saw this video. Yes.
Yes, I
Yeah,
love
you
this
saw it,
song.
right? I think this one is probably not only just Wacker, but mostly so many like dancers out there, or like even non-dancers. They also watched this before, and they felt that the beauty of the music, it could be expressing in a Daphney in a one pack, and they're showing it all together.
Yeah.
I'm kind of plain about it, and then I also wanted to like expressing in a simple way, not too dramatically.
Oh, this is like one of my favorite videos of you. Like I remember watching this video like a lot of times with Charissa, I think. Yeah.
Yes, so I'm like, I also love about this. And this song, I Miss You, is also like, that time I was start dating with Alan Hurricane. And the story behind of this song is also like, he loves this song. And I also wanted to choreograph of this song, and I can deliver.
Ooh. This was choreographed. This is not freestyle. Oh, Syke said this is his favorite video. Oh, this lineup video, yes. Yes. I love this one. So what was the story behind this judge showcase?
The story behind this video is also like similar in Italy. In Italy, it was very personal, but this is not personal. Like as like always, I prepare for like 3 songs, but it was never disco. I really wanted to like showing myself in adapting in a different way of music. But then that time, I'm kind of pissed off personally of how Wack bottle represents in a within with the
You're trying to
long.
think of words.
I'm
again.
saying, yeah, that was in my mind,
Uh,
and then I felt sad that most of the young generation. That was my personal story
oh.
before. Now I'm kind of now I'm really understand of the generation story,
Mhm.
but then I was not understanding of their involvement. That, and I'm also like get mad that they don't even know about.
Again, sorry, Jay, can you repeat that part again? Cannot really hear you. Maybe you can speak a bit louder. What are you trying to say there?
That time, those kind of moments, I was almost disappointed about this scene, how it represents within with the Waacking with musics, because most of the um most of the generations, young generations, I'm not like pinching them.
Yep.
It's more like because of the generation change and then the environment change. So it was always been like new music. It was never been bad, but I feel kind of shame of myself also to not those young people. They don't even know about typical underground disco music, which is like this is like a textbook of the Waacking. Like the song is like a textbook. That's what I believe. But then people just accepted the style, but then they don't know about what is this song, like Devil's Gone, Magic Bird of Fire, Beyond the Cloud, which is most of the whackers that you guys already know. But then most of the people, they don't even know about it.
Oh.
But then I feel like,
oh no, Lip J got cut. Let's hold on a while. Lip J, Mel is muted. I think Lip J's voice kept getting cut. Wait, let's reset. All right, Lip J, and go. So you were saying, yeah.
So I really wanted to show what is the beauty of this underground type of disco song. So I just choose it 30 minutes ago of the showcase. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. And
Nice.
it was really improvisation, but then I also really enjoyed of that the whole show.
I still remember your this part, like you just interacted with a lot of people, and I think Duloc was really funny at the background. Like, I watched so many times, like just to see everybody's reactions. I think you really hit the point, like when you did this judge showcase, definitely. I can't wait to go line up. I always wanted to go line up. Damn it.
Next year.
Yeah, next year. Oh, it's Mel's turn. Mel, it's time for you to talk. Mel, time for you to talk about your judge showcase. Oh, yes. Filmed by me.
Okay.
Or is it Richard? I don't know. Okay, yes. So let's talk about this judge showcase.
This is really one of my favorite judge showcase. Like I how do I explain? First, it was a Janet Jackson song. So yep, I love Janet Jackson, and I felt like to me Waacking, how do I say this? I don't like to be defined as a whacker, to be honest. Okay, I'm really like just a dancer. So and Waacking is just one of the ways I express myself. But I love different styles of music and different genres. So I feel like this is one of the, and I always have been experimenting with fusing like the different side of me together to create this cat lady, the name that I gave for myself. So it wasn't a very easy journey, to be honest. Yeah, to not stick to the form, not stick to this model, and there's no template that I can find. Okay, but I would say one of my inspiration was really Kumari. So Kumari is really one of my favorite writers. So she really gave me the confidence to, she had this style called Frankie Douglas. Please go and YouTube it. it's so cool. That is her alter ego.
Oh.
She's Frankie Douglas, so she calls it the Frankie Douglas style. So she actually whacks to like a hip hop music. Yeah. And so I felt I really like this showcase because I'm someone who doesn't watch my showcase. Actually, I don't watch my dance videos. I will watch it like sometimes 1 month later. I tell you already, I like to live in the moment. So when it's over, I just keep it in my heart. But once in a while, you know what, like I itchy hand, then I like swipe, then like, oh. And this one of those I felt good lah. Yeah. Oh,
and this was another one.
Honestly, this stage is very very special to me lah, to be honest. So yeah, as usual, also not using a disco song. Yeah, but yeah, really just now looking at myself, I just feel like wow, I would never expect myself to dance like that when I first started Waacking. Really, to be honest, if back then I show the old me this video of myself, I'd be like, wow, who's she? Yeah, it's really amazing how this whole dance thing is. Yeah,
I always feel like your dance and like your real life personality sometimes don't. It's a bit different. I don't know. I don't know. It sometimes feels like that. Like your dance
personality, is it?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like your dance personality is so like wah rah rah rah, but then like your real life, it's like you're very deep. You're very concerned. You're very like introverted in a sense. But like that side of you, the dance is like whoa.
Comes with age. INFP, am I? Hey, anyway, this is one of my most favorite.
Shout out to TFWC.
Yes, and this one was I think Lip J also loved this artist, Sade. So yeah, Sade. I really, how to say, this is one of those times that I did a piece to also non-Waacking music. So yeah, I
lip-syncs the whole
felt
way.
a lot for, I felt a lot for this piece. Yeah.
Oh.
It's one of those times that I feel like how to say, I had how to say, like I could truly express myself comfortably, very freely, without any expectation of people having to accept it. Yeah.
I think this is one of those performances I really glad I watched it live, because I think live was so much better than watching it through the video.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, the whole vibe, yeah.
Yeah, the vibe that day live was really good. So yeah, and the song choice. Actually, I never knew who the artist was until
the Sade. Yeah.
And this is the last one.
Oh my god, this is my most ambitious recital. It was 6 minutes and 30 seconds. It was a Sylvester mix. I love Sylvester. He's one of my top 3 favorite disco artists. So I had a lot of visual, like a lot of crazy ideas in my head when I was thinking of this item. And in my head, I wanted to bring back, back then in the 80s, they did the, what you call that, roller skating with disco music. Something like that. I can't remember what's the term. Yeah, they had this thing. So I really wanted, I was like, oh shit, I'm going to have roller skaters on stage. And then you know what? I'm going to have a singer. And then it was super ambitious, but I mean, this is one of my most proudest creations. I mean, I hope if you have time, you can go and watch this, please, because shout out to Zarina. She's a really amazing and beautiful singer, man.
Yeah. Wait, did she sing live? She sang live here, right?
She sang live.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, she sang live. Yes. Yeah, so this was good. I think that's the beauty about Waacking, right? Everybody is not hearing the music, but then like you can see the feelings through the video.
And the music, the beauty about disco music, okay, this like there's so much like, how to say, up and down, like so much different moods that you can play with. Yeah. So as you can see, well, like I think the videos that I share, actually I wanted to share. I didn't even wanted to share my own judge solo. I have a lot of class videos that I watch, I keep rewatching because I feel like sometimes like when I create something with Waacking, I feel very free and very, how to say, it's like a baby, you know. It's like every time I do a recital or a class, I'm giving birth to baby.
Oh, Lip J disconnected. Oh no, Lip J, no.
Time up a bit. Where?
Oh no. All right, Lip J, we'll wait for you while okay, Mel, continue talking a bit. Mel, can talk to you. So
yeah. So yes, yeah, lor. So I've been thinking about this. I know it's not part of the question, yeah, but I was thinking about like I believe a lot of Waacking dancers when they battle, they feel like they feel like the most free. They're able to express themselves like the most. And I used to think that also, but now I feel like when I'm creating something, even if it means just a class setting, I equally can feel the freeness in it. So
welcome back.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah, I would just say like I would think that I can share with like how I feel like why I didn't show a lot of my how to say
Battles.
battle videos or like yeah. In fact, DJ also never share battle videos. So I feel like people will feel like in a battle you are the most free. You're supposed to feel like the most free. And whereas if you're doing a class, it's a choreograph, it's a routine. But now I feel like in a battle there is a kind of like a format or like an expectation. People want to see you like that. If they hear conga, you have that beat. If you don't hit that beat,
Side
yes,
conga.
out. But on the contrary, now I feel like when I'm doing a class and even though it's a choreographed piece, I feel more free, more myself, which is so shocking because in a battle or when you freestyle, you're supposed to feel the most free. Yeah. So I thought that was something interesting for me. Yeah. And yeah. So I mean like so that's why I say for battles, don't get too uptight. Like if you don't do well or I don't get through top 16 or so sometimes.
Yeah.
I know, Mel. I remember.
No, forget.
Okay, forget. Whoa. This,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I've been to too many battles. Unfortunately. Hey, but actually, right? Okay, since we are gonna end this soon, we are already. We've been talking too much, but let's.
We're talking too deep.
We're talking too deep. I love it. But then, actually, there are some like questions from people. So if people have questions, please ask right now. We're gonna get them to answer. So,
All right,
okay, actually,
simple.
Charissa has this question. So, what do you think about Waacking being used in like? I mean, it will probably be for Lip J because Lip J is in Korea. So, what do you think about Waacking being used in K-pop idol choreography? Like in cases there's like one Waacking move in like the whole choreography. Like, what do you think? And there are some choreography. I mean, I know you did one with Yubin, right? Like full on
Yeah.
Waacking, right? Yeah. But like, what about like the others that like sort of put a bit of Waacking inside? How do you feel when you see this kind of choreography?
How do I feel?
Yeah. What do you think about it? Do you think like it's right? Is it wrong? Or like no? What do you feel?
I don't feel any of it. I don't feel any right or wrong. In terms of being a street dancer, being a Waacking dancer, Lip J, I wanted to put more Waacking movement inside of it. As a dancer, Lip J, and as a observer of the whole culture, like K-pop community, K-pop culture, I appreciate about it actually right now, because if that's the way what makes people aware about it or make the attempt about this dance style. If this is the first step, I would appreciate about it. Actually, there's like many people that like I saw those kind of like style, like throwing the arms a lot and then doing these things with the like K-pop choreography. I wonder what it is, and I wanted to learn. So people got interested about it. So in terms of that way, I'm appreciative about it. But the fact that that is absolutely not whacking completely,
Mm-hmm.
but also I don't think their purpose to put this movement inside of this choreography that is not okay. Let's just put the like arm to match with the music,
Yeah.
or let's just put the whacking movement to match with the music.
Mm.
Like in terms of that, I wanted to correct it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do it better with your arm movement within with the like in a choreography way too.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
It feels like,
So,
I think like you're trying to say like they sort of like put whacking for the sake of like, oh, just doing this to kill the beat.
yeah,
but, like,
yeah,
there's no
yeah, yeah.
meaning.
If they don't appreciate about the whole like the essential of the dance inside of it, I would mind.
Mm.
But if the output, if the
finished choreography.
if the how can I say the reaction of this
The-
dance choreography is like in the positive way, I would have. I'm appreciative about it. That I only see that kind of way.
Yeah, because Charissa has many problems when she see like, why is there like a weird whacking here? Then like, why is there one weird hand whack? Then she always feels like it's a bit like a that kind of
Yeah,
feeling.
but that's also what we should accept about it too,
Mm.
for in the future. Like, let's say, don't you think like most of the people back in the day, they would also feel offense because most of this like kind of movement was it's from their own lifestyle, but then we kind of using it into the dance form, and then we also like earn money from the choreography, or like we also like teaching it, and then we also like kind of using it in the like so everything is like connected in that kind of way, so we have to accept it in a certain way. Maybe in the future it could be like no problem, but then it should be more corrected.
It should be more corrected.
Ooh.
Now, do you have any input from that now?
I'm waiting for S-pop whacking. Singapore pop whacking.
Singapore pop is useless lah. I think the beauty of Singapore's music isn't even in like the pop music. It's in like the indie music. I love Singapore indie music, but like the rest feels like everybody is just trying to copy K-pop. Everybody is just trying to copy like Taiwanese music. Like that's just how I feel about Singapore's music. I mean, how was the process like choreography for you, Bin? Actually, maybe you can give like a short like story behind the choreography, since people might not know about that choreography, Yubin.
Oh, it's first the dance team from JYP, they asked me about like, can you do the choreography for this piece, because she wanted to make her, from that moment she wanted to make her own music, and then she wants to release it, and then most of the song in her EP is like, it's like city pop, so more like in the disco kind of vibe. And then she also wanted to making it more like in the whacking vertically. So yeah, but we actually never meet in person when we work. Like that time I was in China, so I choreographed the first reference and then sent it to them, and then they asked me about like, can you change about this part and stuff, and then I changed it and then I sent them, like, so we work in like in a untext kind of way. And then after for a while they send me like, you know what, your choreography is like, she's gonna use it, and then we're gonna shoot the video like in later, maybe like 15 days. So I'm like, yeah, that's great. And then actually that was the first time when I saw how is it looks like on a music video, when the music video released. Yeah.
Also, that's the first time you actually seen like how the thing
Yeah,
looks.
yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. You're already doing a remote teaching even before Corona.
It's like, yeah.
Okay, is there? Let's see if there's any more questions. No more questions. Is there any more questions while everybody is just enjoying the listening? Okay, so maybe let's wrap it up with like maybe y'all can wrap up like what do y'all want to. Actually, I don't know how. Oh, there's a question now. Question pops up now. Okay, maybe as a teacher, right? Maybe you can give advice of how to improve whacking beside a lot of practice. So somebody asked this question: is there any other key points to improve whacking beside a lot of practice?
Listen to a lot of music.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, and not only just
Music.
listen to the music, not only just listen it, try to see the music. It sounds like no, it sounds like blur. Like try to see the music separately. Like try to imagine yourself only dancing with the bass, and try to see yourself only dancing with the violin, and try to see yourself only dancing with the vocal. This kind of way, like separate music and like that way you don't have your way to listening to the music, not only just backing.
Sorry, Jay, can you say that part again? Couldn't really hear what you said just now.
If you make that habit
Mm-hmm.
with your way when you're listening to music all the time,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely gonna improve. Not only just whacking, it's gonna improve like all the way.
Nice. What about you, Mel? What about you?
I also wanted to say listen to music because I feel like music is really the answer to a lot of our questions. Yeah. So for me, music and dance really come hand in hand. And actually the music comes before the dance to me. Okay, so when we say study the music, we don't mean to analyze every single beat and like memorize where this instrument is going to come in. But like if you really listen to the underground and when you listen to music, as in don't just listen to like really go in and find out what are the underground disco music, because there's really a huge difference between example ABBA soundtrack versus a Sylvester music. And when you listen to a Sylvester music, really go and dig for the full track, the 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes long, the full track, and listen. Don't start practicing, but just listen. Yeah, and it's gonna. For me, it was when I listen to this music. It's like in my mind, it's explosions of colors, and I see a lot of colors. Like I see a lot of images. See myself riding on the field, it's very, yeah, and
like
and
Lip
that
J, like you see like the driveway, then you see the cafe, then the sun.
yeah. And the beauty in that is that every time you listen to the music, depending on your mood for the day, it's going to be different. And you might say, but how does it help me while working? And then when you go back to your practice ground and you do your training, and when you listen to music, you won't just count and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but you will actually, how you say, move along with the music. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So I see one question here. Sorry, yeah.
What question? What question? What you
There's
foresee?
guy when the guys, if there's anything you would like to change about the scene.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
Yeah. It's okay.
Actually, I feel like you're kind of answered already, leh.
Yeah, the answer is no.
The answer is don't need to change, just let them grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, we are gonna wrap it up now since it's almost 12:30 and it's almost 1:30 in Korea. We're gonna let Lip J rest because studio owner very tired.
They don't sleep. She's probably
You don't-
going for coffee now.
She's probably gonna go.
I'm gonna go get some coffee. That's what I
Yeah,
was actually gonna do.
Koreans and
Yeah,
their 1:30 a.m. Americano. I don't understand how it works.
Yeah, that's something you guys can understand.
I have no idea how you guys can still drink Americano at 1:30.
Because that's a lot of water.
Busy. That's why busy. OFD. But yes, let's wrap up with some ending words. So maybe Leon can say some final thoughts on your dance and stuff. Maybe anything, any general advice for like the younger dancers out there. Just one quick advice.
Just have fun. Yeah, really. Wow.
Too hard already. Suddenly cannot give dance.
This is even more deeper than what you think it will be. It will go even more.
I think we might not even finish the show. So I guess we will answer this question. Yes. But I think if you ever want to learn, I would say for people out there, when everything is over, let's go meet up, let's dance with them, dance with each other, enjoy each other's company, and I just can't wait to see each other again, I haven't seen anyone in so long, man. I just want to see people dance again.
It's just a hard time, and I really wanted to say like big shout out to RP to make this beautiful channel, and then like make us like keep connected, and then sharing the whole story, and they keep connecting with the community.
Yeah. We just miss people.
Yeah, we also miss people.
Yeah, it's like I can't feel any battles. Me and Richard, like,
yeah,
especially after RF Jam got cancelled, we're like, we really got nothing to do.
I really hope that everybody like feels safe. I hope Singapore not going worse, because now in Korea it's becoming better in every month. So I hope that there's no more big group.
No more Itaewon. No more Itaewon.
No more Itaewon for sure.
No more Itaewon. No more random church.
It affected to our studio so big.
Oh no, the studio owner is angry now.
No more group people go to like hang out in the night. But anyway, I really wish that everybody keeping safe and stick with each other, keep connected.
Yep, and thank you guys.
Yeah.
And I have to thank you both for joining this show at such a late timing. Thank you for dropping so much good knowledge, because we just got deeper and deeper and deeper. But and thank you, and thank you, Richard, who's controlling this. And
thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard. Yay.
So just to wrap up, so next on Monday and Tuesday is gonna be possibly our last two shows for this month, and we'll probably come back next month or something. I have no idea. So do check out on Monday and Tuesday. We're gonna have two special shows, and thank you, and I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.